Hello guys and welcome back. In our previous videos we had studied about how we can write our very first program in the Python programming language and how we can use the print keyword to print various messages in our output console. In this video we are going to study or discuss about a data type in Python which is known as variable, and we are going to use them in abundance in our programs. So let's get started. Let us first know what is a variable. A variable in programming languages can be considered as a place where we can store informations such as numbers or texts or sentences or list of numbers and texts, etc. There is another way of looking at the variable, a simple way, and we can consider the variables as containers which can store values inside it. As you can see on the screen, we have shown a container. We can consider the container as a variable and it stores an apple inside it. The apple can be considered as a value. So altogether, variables in Python are like container which can store values inside it. Here is an example or a code demonstration of the use of variable inside the Python codes. Have a look at the screen. The code demonstration says code is equal to hello world, print code. And after running this program, the output that we get, which is in blue color, is hello world. So the code that we are using over here is a variable. We are using a variable code to store a string or a statement hello world, which is the value. So this variable code stores a value which is hello world inside it. And then when we again ask the interpreter to print to us the value of the variable code, we get the output as hello world. I'll be showing you a live demonstration of the use of variable in Python codes through the Python IDLE window. In order to do that, I'll first have to open the IDLE window as we had done in our previous videos. So here my IDLE window is open right now. So we'll be working in the new file module and I'll write the code as it was shown in the code demonstration and we'll see what output do we get. We'll use a variable as code and inside it we'll store a value as hello world. So if you remember from the first program that we had written, we had stored the hello world inside inverted commas. So here also we'll be doing the same. Since it is a string, we'll be discussing it in our further videos, right? In the next line, I'll ask the interpreter to return to me the value of the variable code. So here is how it is written. I'll simply write print code. Now in order to run the program, we'll first have to save it. So I'll save it. Let's say I save it with the name var.py. Even if you don't add the extension .py to your file name, it will automatically get attached to it. So you won't have to worry about it. Now I'll save it and run the program. So the output that we get is the same as we got in our first program, which is hello world, because the code over here works as a variable and it stores the value hello world inside it. Now again, when we ask the interpreter to print to us the value of variable code, we get the output as hello world. So you can go on and use your own variable and write your own program using a variable. Now that we know how we can use variables inside a code, let us understand the method of reassigning different value to the same variable. To make it simple, let us imagine a container and consider it as a variable, and we are storing a value inside it which is an apple. And suppose if we require to replace the apple inside the container with some other element, let's say an orange, then what do we do? Python has certain codes to do this. So if we want to replace a value from a variable and assign a new value to the variable, this is how it can be done. Here is the code demonstration showing the codes to reassign a different value to the same variable. And as you can see, the first two lines of the codes are same and it says code is equal to hello world. So we assign hello world value to the variable code and then we ask the interpreter to return to us the value of the variable code. So in the third line, as you can see, we get the output as hello world. Now again, in the next line, we have used the same variable code and we have assigned a new value to it, which is a string or a statement. And the statement is welcome to Python. This is the new value that we want to assign. Now again, when we ask the interpreter to return to us the value of the variable code which stores the new value, we get the output as welcome to Python. This says us that Python keeps on updating and updates the latest value of the variable. And the new output that we get is welcome to Python. I'll be showing you a live demonstration through the Python IDLE window as we do always. The first two lines of the code will be same as before. We use the variable code and store hello world inside it. And then we ask the interpreter to print to us the value of the variable code. Now in the next line, we'll use the same variable code and to it we'll assign a new value. Let's say we assign it welcome to Python, right? So here it is. Now when we ask the interpreter to again return to us the value of the variable code, let's see what output do we get. First I'll save it and then we'll run the program. So as you can see, we get a 2-line output because the first value of the variable code was hello world, so we get the first output as hello world. Now when the value was reassigned to the same variable, it got reassigned as welcome to Python, and so we get the next value as welcome to Python. Variables in Python are really simple to use and they even make our programs simpler. This is all for this video. In the next video, we are going to study about a second type of data type known as strings. Stay tuned for more.